with Lucky. Thank you for joining us. I do have the sex therapist with me, Brian Semanda, because we are trying to social distance, so the numbers have decreased a little bit, but we'll have the others some other time.
Sure.
You know, we've been doing a lot of, we've done a lot of content before, and now it's just, you know, the follow-up. We keep on saying, oh, we shall follow up with part two.
Part two,
And I saw people complaining and saying, oh, you guys say part two, but you never quite live up to your promise.
Oh, yes.
So the issue of size, I think, is what people really got interested in. They felt like we didn't really tackle everything.
Oh, yeah.
So today we want to go back to whether or not size matters.
Yeah, the issue of size, every time we hear it from every aspect, either women or men, it has a lot of like intrigue, I would say, because the people that are oversized say like, yeah, I feel good, and the people that are not sized up also have their thing. And I've realized over time, after studying that pumpkin very well, I learned it so well that many men who actually have huge sizes have not mastered the art of doing it. They imagine it's about roll up to Masaka and come back, roll up to Masaka and come back. So when you understand the size issues, if you were here, somebody watching us, and yours is not what you want, or it's smaller, we've talked about adjustments before, and I have seen people complain about different things, different products here and there, but size matters to women a whole deal, but more so how you use your size. Because when time comes when a girl, you've done everything you've done and she just wants to feed you inside there, sometimes if you don't have a size,
it becomes an issue.
A trouble.
Then, if you don't have a size that, you know, is suitable for her, what then do you do? Yeah,
then we do the counters. The counters could be both sides. Me trying to do things that help me get a fuller girth, and you as a lady learning to master the art of controlling your place down there so that you create a little bit of space. You see, the art of that girl down there, she moves. She doesn't stay in one place. And I've had people complain about the size, I'm loose, I'm, you know, all the kind of thing. But that girl moves. If you learn the art of moving the girl, you may actually never realize your boyfriend or your man doesn't have a size that fits you. You see, the art of breathing in and bring the other girl closer creates a lot of flesh in there, and when you relax, it also goes back. So that place in there is like a...
you can do a lot, but then also the rhythm has to be, it has to be on both ends.
Yeah, it has to be on both ends.
You could be trying to make the cookie breathe and breathe out, but then and this guy is just, because sometimes I've noticed and I've seen some women talk about it on different platforms, they're saying when a man gets there and he's just too busy, so his rhythm is like that, and the woman is hoping for a much slower rhythm.
Exactly.
So you see, you're not in sync, and therefore even the size will become an issue, because if your rhythm is pa 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 pa, and that's not what she's expecting, or would it that you get lost in there, and then it seems like she's wider and you're small.
And this is what the art of said. When your girl down there is really weight, sometimes feels like as if space,
there's a lot of
and because naturally when that girl has started breathing or living the way it's supposed to be living during the act, every hormone starts releasing and feels like ready to accommodate any size that is coming.
So
you as a girl, your job is to understand, control the rhythm. By the way, you can simply do the non-communicated way of saying, slow down, brother. And then the brothers themselves, they've been told the lower, the higher you go, the better you do. But if you learn the rhythm, last time I talked about whispering, if you realize you have a size that does not feel like it is for her,
a small size,
and I've also told people that if the baby can pass in that area, it accommodates everything that comes along. So when you have a smaller size, you just have to learn that moving in and out is not your thing. So learn where to do. Because even the guy who has a big thing, if all you move, you're going to be just hurting somebody but not enjoying. Yet this thing is supposed to be enjoy, fun, and all that. When this thing is happy, you can actually just speak to it, be around it. So when you're discovering you have size issues, that last time I talked about how to make your guy fuller. The things people do actually cause them to shrink. We talk about issues like people do a lot of jacking or masturbating. So this muscle grows, like how you go to gym. I told people like how you go to gym. The only thing you need to know is don't be rushing. Be patient with your guy.
Patient, build up.
You see,
build up, because gym is about build up. You do warm-ups.
You see, you work out.
And,
for the last how many years I've seen you've been working out.
Yes.
So someone believes in 1 week they're going to have a size that they want.
No, they're not.
And then they call you, Brian, I tried what you said, but now the thing is hurting. I'm like, brother, you're using so much energy.
Right.
Be gentle on the guy, because that muscle down there, you feed it with zinc, feed it with the things it needs, it's going to grow. But in the meantime of growing, you're not going to put someone on hold, wait until I get the size. Learn how to work with it, because size really matters. Because women during, for example, their ovulation period, there's a time you want something in there just to tickle that girl up there. So if you're tickling that girl up there, then it's going to come to a place of knowing which size, which style do I do.
And there's this thing, again, I will go back to rhythm, because rhythm plays a really huge part in satisfying a woman regardless of your size. Sometimes like you said, pushing in and out, and being aggressive about it will not satisfy your woman. Sometimes the woman, we just want you to be still. Still, and find a way of moving
and breathe slowly.
While you are
I don't want to do the gestures that you're trying to imagine here, but it's magical in a way that everything you do with that girl, when you've just mastered the art of the rhythm. You see, rhythm is not just about, some girls go, and then you're changing.
Because the singers told them just move.
Wiggle.
So they're just...
And then some girls have also been told wiggle. You're wiggling a different side, the other guy so there's no coordination. You're going to start hitting the wrong places. But if you're a guy and you're not sure about your size, actually you know what you have, and then you put it somewhere. When this girl starts moving herself, let her do the job, because she knows what she wants.
She knows where the G spot is. It's easier to discover.
By the way,
when he's not like moving as well. He lets you do the move.
This art of letting the woman be in charge actually can save you so much trouble, because you can do 3 hours of 2 hours of nothing. She's just there looking at you doing your thing, because most men actually believe they know. But if you accept, hey baby, we need to work this together, you can just put it there and she will move up. In 10 minutes she's done with she's done. So the end result is always the point.
Okay, so there's this one, and they sent me a message. This guy said, listen, Lucky, for me, my size is big. Like, it's really huge, and most of the girlfriends I get, they leave me because of that. So I realized, and he was asking, is there anything that I can use to decrease the size? That is how uncomfortable he is with his size. But I realized that maybe it's in how he's using that big thing. Because in most cases, when people are having conversations, they talk about these ones with smaller sizes. They forget these ones who are big, and they just hurt these girls. So how can a man who has a big size,
this is when
satisfy a woman without pain?
This is when you start being in charge of the other girl. I told you that girl, whichever size you bring, it's how you bring it. Lucky, you can be here after a few babies. Even though I bring this finger, painfully speed, you feel pain. Yet someone will come with a huge thing in a nicer way, and it will go. This is what you need to do when you have an overly big toe size. Just let the girl be at a certain stage. Don't use your body on her. Stand still and let the girl do her thing. In that place, you're going to just be controlling, because I told you last time, that girl, she's very sensitive more outside than inside. So when the time comes for her to go in, let her be the one in charge, not you bringing your energy to go in there. So that way, people are going to bleed. Remember, when you're too long, you're going to be hitting their cervix over time, and they start getting disease. People come with rotten places, and I'm having busted my cervix because my guy is too overly huge, he keeps on hitting me and all that. So when you realize that you're overly tall or longer, any size above 8 inches is really, really big. Last time we were talking about the size.
And how you measure it.
I forgot to say that small ruler is 14 centimeters. That is standard, too standard meanwhile. Very standard. So anything beyond that is oversized. That means you're not going to just be deeply hitting someone. And then she's the one in charge now, because she will fear.
At least she will know how to control
she'll feel how to control. Because women have a way of curving. When a woman is curvy, this is now a different story. When a woman's body is a little bit elevated, there's a way this thing narrows down. So when she's a little bit it narrows the space in between. So when you go deep inside, you're going to be hurting now. So when you realize you're a big size, please, my friend, don't use doggy on people's throats. You're going to be in their throat. And then if you're doing the missionary friend, the church way, don't be deep inside, and don't live there. Just relax and be in touch. Actually, putting your old guy in there is not what makes the magic. You can actually learn to control the movement, because movement is the key element here. What you say, rhythm. See, this girl gets happy and excited every time you learn to suggest to it. Most men sex should be at a place where both of you are enjoying, not you enjoying.
And I guess also communication plays a really big part.
Yes.
I've known women who say, oh, he hurts me, I don't know how to tell him. I mean, if you're not having a conversation with your man, if he's of a big size or a size that you can't swallow, and he's hurting you, I think it's about time that you communicate it in the first place. The first time you do it, tell him, honey, when you do this, this happens to me, I get hurt. So I need you to,
so we have to talk about how you bring in that conversation.
Right.
Because most men, when you say something that offends their character or their nature, it feels like if you say you're hurting me, you're big, so it's just imagining all the kind of different things. You can even hurt a girl with your small size, depending on how you're doing it. So the girl communicating the hurting. I tell people, when you're having a sexual conversation, don't bring the sexual conversation into sex. Because it's going to be a turn off.
Yeah.
So what you do, bring it in a different topic, or you're driving somewhere, or just have it. Meanwhile, you see, man, you're a good guy down there. But guess what? When you do this kind, what you did last time, it was really painful. Just try doing it a different way, because now I will not feel better. But the moment you talk about when you go into the act,
and that's the mistake we normally make.
Exactly.
But sometimes it's reflex.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not expecting it. Imagine you're doing it for the very first time with this guy, and he's just doing all the wrong things, and he touches you in places he shouldn't, and it's painful. Of course, you'll be like, it's reflex reaction.
Exactly.
So that will be a turn off, but then again, you can't kind of control that. But for the pain that you can control, just wait up. When you are done, much later on, like you said, you're driving, you have that conversation. There's also an argument that was going on the socials where we brought up size, and some guys were saying maybe the woman is the one who got wide, but this woman was saying, I've never had babies before, but my man, I can't feel nothing.
Wait
so
a
what
minute.
would you say to women who are in that situation?
You see, the problem, most people have this wrong conception. Giving babies does not make that girl over the step. I've told you ladies lately that what makes that girl get confused is multiple users.
Yes.
No, users. See, there are users who are just rough in their size.
Right.
You see, you have baby girls at home. If they start wearing your sandals, because they run different, they walk quickly. So before you know it, your sandals are loose. So any girl there, even though you haven't given birth, you can be loose.
Because the man has damaged you.
Because different people have done their things. There are people who are just
carelessly.
They just move different places. So the girl was like, what the hell? So this is what you do when you realize you're not feeling the man. I told people last time that sex being a sensual thing, it's not about what enters there. It's about the whole intention to have it.
Right.
I've actually heard girls say, I can just meditate my way and I come. I've wrapped my thighs together and I have come. So if you can wrap your thighs together, it's because you're into it.
Right.
So that the size and whatever is coming, easy people do cunnilingus, the tongue business. If someone can give you tongue and you feel good, what size?
He's got to be good at it. I mean, by the time he makes you feel good, then he's learned the art of doing it.
The tongue has no size. It's just a normal, flat, little thing. The way you move it is what matters. So this guy can also be acting as a tongue.
Right.
But this is what I tell people. Do not let people be in charge of your sexuality. If you're a girl, be part of the story. If you're the guy, engage the girl. Because if you are in a place where you don't feel... You see, sex is magical in a way that what works for Lucky, it doesn't work for another.
Doesn't work for another. And we've had that conversation.
Yeah, because so most men think because I did with Lucky and she was dying,
that's why
you'll be shocked. Because you'll be shocked.
There's also, especially for people who are struggling with sizes as partners, this one has probably a small one and the other one feels like she's wide.
Yeah.
I think for me also the styles that you choose to have play a really, really big part. I know if you have a guy who is a little bit smaller, there are positions that you can put yourself in and he would actually feel as if he's full.
Exactly.
Like for a woman, you put your legs up, so he's in between and so he doesn't really feel that small. So that's the styles that women and men choose to do.
I like that exposition. So, and if you find yourself when you have a huge behind,
yes,
dog is not gonna work for a guy who's smaller because part of your behind is
it's gonna swallow half of
the other guy. So this is what you need to do when you realize you are in a place. Do a Caesar. You see Caesars feel like I don't know what Caesar. When you do Caesars, it makes this person feel like they're in properly, they have reached the girl. And I've also learned that every time you're engaged in a sexual pattern, find the place that is most comfortable.
Right.
You're going to find out that a guy who is not very fit, you put their legs high.
And then just come back dropping.
I am from gym. You understand? So
yeah.
you need to be in a place where you're comfortable. Couch would be good. You know why couch would be good?
Because you can do so many things.
When you're in the
there.
couch, you can put your legs up here, and the moment you lift your legs closer to you, this girl gets out, or the whole of her comes out.
But then, what would you say? Because you said the back style, which woman is facing at the back and the guy is doing it. If you're big and you're built a certain way, you shouldn't do it. There's women who actually enjoy that. So we don't want to leave them out.
I was talking about the guy who is smaller.
The guy is smaller. For a guy who is smaller, there's a way you can have that back. You can have that back thing without necessarily with your size.
But
you gotta, and again, as a woman, you gotta clean yourself up so that it's really clean for him. You open it up. As a man, you gotta be creative. You open it up, and you're standing, and she's bending, and so when he opens, so you have the backside is not all over the place where it covers him and it swallows him. That way, you can both enjoy that. But he's gotta be good at that.
And in that process of doggy, don't kneel on the bed as a man.
Once you kneel,
when you kneel on the bed as a man,
it's not gonna
and
work.
also the girl, you need to don't make your back flat.
It's
arcing the bed like a baby who's doing that thing. When you arcing a little bit, this girl is going to be protruded a bit more. So our brother probably be at the edge of the bed where you're going to be standing on your feet. That way you have an inch higher. But if you're kneeling, there's a way everything shrinks.
If you're kneeling, if you are kneeling because there's some people who are not really that fit, it's going to need, then that means because sex again is a partnership.
Yes.
The woman is doing her thing and you're doing your thing, and it's got to be communication. Some of the communication is actually non-verbal.
Exactly.
So what you do, you arc yourself. The arc has to be a little bit up if he's going to kneel, and then again he's going to have to create space for himself, so that the size does not block them, and then they also get to enjoy that style, because you can't say you can't do it because you're small. You got to find a way.
And if you're a smaller girl, reverse cowgirl would really do for you. The reverse cowgirl is like I'm in my gentleman's chair lying,
right,
and you're facing the other side, that reverse cowgirl exposes you. My job is to open you up behind, whatever position, whatever size you have. When I open you behind, this girl is going to be sitting on me. So when you're doing your reverse cowgirl, don't run. And I've seen people doing the wrong thing in that area. Don't be shaky as a girl. If you're in charge, when you feel the guy has entered, start doing your thing, your little wiggle ways a little bit, because if you just run, it's going to be coming out, and you're going to be hurting the dick. Because women don't know we also get hurt in the process. If you're in charge and you're running over me, so
your manhood will be affected.
My guy will be affected. So, but the thing is, everything you do it to a place of fun and a place that is going to be maintained. One thing I've also learned about people when get married, or men when they get married, they get used to a one-off, They just want to fly over and run, and when they come, they out. I've heard the women say they just want to fly over. When they go back. They go on. So the thing is, when you are into any, don't wait. One thing I've said, don't prepare for sex. Just be in a place where you're going to be comfortable with each other all the time. Don't wait for a place when you're tired. You see, when you're retiring to work, guy has a smaller size, you retire into work, you're just going to be closing your eyes. And
you're too sleepy, and then he wants to wake you up at midnight.
No creativity at all. So when you get a place where you're all same, creativity will be in a place.
And also, if you have issues, and even if you don't have the issues of the sizes, but since we're looking at sizes, the kind of conversation you have to prepare for that. People don't know this, but conversation prior, it's like a building up a game. I've never seen people play soccer without building up a game. I see people saying, I'm watching the build up. The build-up will get you excited to the actual game. The interviews, the whatnots they are talking. Oh my God! Some of them are saying, "Oh, we're going to kill this person." That kind of puts you in the mood. Build-up is very important when you're going to have sex with your partner.
I've had this lady who come and say, "Brian, you don't want to go through what I went through. This guy has the best. This guy has the best build-up I've ever had." But reaching there. Like I can only imagine the build-up alone, because it was beautiful, but reaching there, the guy had like a baby thing, like a Cutex bottle. But trust me, the guy spoke to me a way that I never felt that way. But the thing is, the build-up means basically study each other.
The talk,
know what you want.
the message, the little touches. Don't ignore the little touches. Those actually get you in the mood. They make up for what you may not be able to do.
Exactly. You know that.
Forget that.
Yeah.
Forget that.
So when you do, you see, preparation. Like I've had people say, you know what, when you prepare enough, you're not gonna sweat a lot more the other side because part of the work has been done. Actually, a friend of mine said, 75% of the work must be done before we are in bed.
Right.
I feel good.
Right.
So when you are in a place where you feel like you don't want to be in charge, start from here. If you're not good enough, even when you're good enough, sometimes sex to women is how you make them feel, not
exactly.
what you do.
In most cases, it's actually how you make us feel.
Yeah,
if you feel the guy and it makes you feel good, and even in that moment, he's still making you feel special. Because there's a guy who treats you good, but when it gets to bedroom matters, the guy is just soft. It's just the opposite of what he normally does.
You know what?
So you gotta be consistent. The way you treat me, if it's a good treatment, continue with it, even when we go to play the game, so that you bring your...
Some women say good treatment is a lube. So when you treat her good, lube is automatic. Because some people actually struggle to get the girls wet. If you struggle to get her wet,
just know there's a problem.
Just know it's going to be trouble.
Just not a problem. Unless, of course, because we have, again, we don't have to, there are moments where a woman is not as wet because of the cycle. You know, the cycles, the menstrual cycle.
Yeah, we get it.
Yes, so that way it's going to take you a little bit, you know, you're going to put some work into it because it is what it is. It's natural, it's biological, we can't explain it, but sometimes it's going to be there. But even if it starts off as dryish, at some point it's going to get wet because of the work that you have put in, even if her cycle is a little bit slow. It's going to take a little bit longer, but you will get there. But the time she's ovulating, it's going to be maybe overly wet, which sometimes is an issue for the guys because he feels like he's just swimming in it, especially if he has a small size.
And size matters. So just work your size out. Do something. Right. Just go to there's a sex gym. I'll teach you the sex gym one of those days.
Well, thank you, Brian. That is all we had for you on Kachai with Lucky again. Please, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's on, it's running. There's a lot to learn. Go to YouTube, find Kachai with Lucky, subscribe, and be part of the family. Kwaheri. Bye-bye.